Here's more wrestling news for November 2nd, 2022. And we're starting off with Hangman Adam Page, who suffered a concussion during his world title match with Jon Moxley, which caused their bout to be stopped immediately. Page was left motionless in the ring, and AEW wisely called for the match to be stopped, and he was taken to a medical trauma center following what happened. Speaking to First Coast News recently, AEW President Tony Khan gave an update on the Cowboy, saying he's doing really well. Khan said that it was only 90 minutes after the injury that Page was feeling his old self again, saying that things have been about as fortunate as they could given the circumstances. Speaking about Moxley, Khan said that his AEW World Champion handled the situation well and confirmed once more the Full Gear main event will see Moxley defend against MJF. As for Page, there's still no confirmation on when he'll be back in the ring, but we're pleased the former champion is doing well after this scary situation. Moxley will have his hands full when he faces MJF, but the world champion recently signed a new 5-year contract with AEW, which will keep him wrestling almost exclusively for Tony Khan. While it's believed that Moxley can still make non-AEW appearances, it's said that these will be on a surprise basis, meaning he won't be promoted for any non-AEW events. Until recently, Moxley had made regular appearances for GCW, where he is a former world champion, but on the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, Matt Cardona said losing Moxley is no great loss. Moxley comes in, he wins the title, doesn't do anything with it, he's never trending when he does the deathmatch stuff. I understand it's cool. Oh, we have this AEW guy as the champ, but he's not doing anything for the company. What did he do for the company? Like Moxley, Cardona is also a former GCW World Champion and would rile up the hardcore fan base by making the title a spinner belt and bringing his brand of sports entertainment to the deathmatch promotion. GCW owner Brett Lauderdale has said that despite the new deal, Moxley will return to the company one day, but Cardona isn't impressed by what Mox has done so far. In 2021, WWE crowned their first Queen's Crown winner in Zelina Vega, providing a female equivalent to the men's King of the Ring. While fans were pleased for the female tournament, many questioned why it wasn't just called Queen of the Ring, but that is seemingly going to change. On October 28th, WWE filed trademarks for the term Queen of the Ring, and Dave Meltzer reports that WWE's plan is for the men's and women's tournaments to take place in one standalone event. This is far different than recent years when WWE has hosted only the tournament finals at a special event, and much more similar to previous King of the Ring shows. WWE's last King of the Ring event was back in 2002, and the show was axed after delivering a poor buy rate. But thanks to the WWE Network and Peacock subscriptions, buy rates aren't used as a metric for success. Zelina Vega is WWE's first queen and Xavier Woods is the most recent king, but we'll just have to see who sits on the throne next year if WWE does indeed bring the standalone event back. For years, fans have questioned whether The Rock will face his cousin Roman Reigns, and the match has never seemed more likely than to happen next year. Not only is WrestleMania 39 taking place in LA, but The Rock's busy filming schedule is noticeably blank for the first quarter of 2023, and both he and Roman have expressed desire in the match happening. One person who knows The Rock especially well is Brian Gewirtz, the former WWE head writer who left WWE to join the Brahma Bulls production company, 7 Bucks Productions. Speaking to Steve Fall of NBC Sports Boston this week, Gewirtz was asked about the dream match for Mania 39 and believes The Rock will wrestle again. Gewirtz added that not only does he believe The Rock will return, but that he will set the expectation level sky high and wants to do what is right for fans. Dwayne Johnson's last match that went longer than 6 seconds was way back at WrestleMania 29 against John Cena, but next year, a decade later, the Tribal Chief may have to smell what The Rock is cooking. Gewirtz had plenty to say about his close friend The Rock in a possible match, but he also spoke about the recently returned Bray Wyatt. After being released by WWE last July, fans made it clear that they were outraged by the decision, and Gewirtz too was not on board with the idea. Speaking about Bray, Gewirtz used a trick-or-treat analogy to explain his point that Wyatt is something incredibly special. That is your giant Snickers in Bray Wyatt. It's not like a little fun-sized piece. That is a full-grown piece. The guy is so talented and so dynamic that for me, to see him gone was nuts. Wyatt's return to WWE has been a hit with fans and those in the industry, just like a full-size Snickers bar would be for anyone without a nut allergy, but it's now up to WWE to keep the momentum going for the former Universal Champion. Now, every once in a while, something comes along that reminds everyone that social media, for all its positives, can have a ton of negatives, and this week, Zelina Vega received a very rude comment from some people online. On social media, fans suggested that Vega had deliberately lightened her skin tone, even saying that she hated her previous darker complexion, resulting in the Queen's Crown winner to speak up. Vega explained that she loves her skin tone and the culture that comes with it, and added that though she did have a darker tone when she was younger, it got lighter naturally over age. This comment got a response from AEW's Saraya, who pointed out that before smartphones, kids would play outside, which would have made Vega even more tanned, and questioned if these rude fans know how the sun works. Vega may be lighter these days, but it's not because she hates her skin tone or wishes she was white, as one shocking tweeter suggested, and she's being kept plenty busy on SmackDown to be concerned what these people think. Now, it's been nearly half a year since fans last saw Sasha Banks and Naomi on WWE TV, as they're still suspended following their walkout of the May 16th episode of Raw. Despite a belief earlier this year that both were done with WWE, the retirement of Vince McMahon has led many to believe they'll be back, with Banks' name even being mentioned at Extreme Rules. While Banks was mentioned on the show, that isn't a sign of her imminent return, as when Ringside News asked around, they were told that Banks isn't being mentioned by the creative team. One person on the team went as far to say that they've heard nothing about Sasha, despite reports from a few months back that her return would be any week now. Since walking out of Raw, Banks has been busy as she and Naomi walked the runway for New York's Fashion Week and recently attended the Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiere with WWE's New Day and Jimmy Uso. Last weekend, Banks was even backstage for a WWE live event in Mexico City, but that doesn't mean she'll be on TV soon, leaving fans of the Boss continuing to wait for her return. We've got news from GCW now, as the company has confirmed that Fight Plus will be the exclusive home for their streaming content. In a statement yesterday, both parties confirmed their partnership, with subscriptions starting as low as $4.99 a month, but things were nearly much different. When GCW owner Brett Lauderdale discussed the Fight Plus deal with Sean Ross Sapp, he confirmed that Stephanie McMahon made him an offer and had attempted to bring GCW to Peacock. Not only had WWE made Lauderdale a considerable financial offer, but WWE personally hosted Lauderdale at this year's WrestleMania, but that still wasn't enough to win him over. Lauderdale didn't say how the deal with Fight Plus came about, but it must have been a pretty good offer, and now fans of GCW know exactly where to watch the company's catalog of content. Lauderdale won't be working with WWE or Stephanie McMahon, but is hopeful that turning down their offer won't hurt their chances of doing business in the future. Speaking in the interview, Lauderdale said that GCW has friends in a lot of promotions and that the company has done their best to have good relationships with everyone. When asked if he believes McMahon is a fan of GCW's hardcore deathmatch style, Lauderdale jokingly confirmed that the chairwoman of WWE is a big fan of Nick Gage. "She's definitely gang-affiliated. She's definitely part of the MDK gang." Lauderdale added that he feels WWE's new regime following the retirement of Vince McMahon has a better grasp on working with other promotions, something that the previous WWE CEO was infamously against. Vince McMahon's retirement has seen WWE take the occasional step through the forbidden door, and while Lauderdale and Stephanie couldn't come to an agreement this time, don't count out the two companies working together in the future. We've got news from Dark Side of the Ring, as the show has proven to be a hit with fans, but it's been quite some time since the last season aired. In the over a year since Season 3, rumors did circulate that WWE had pressured Vice and A&E to cancel the documentary show, but that isn't the case. In a statement, Vice TV denied the rumors of WWE forcing them to do anything, and show creator Evan Husney said that he and his team are committed to another fourth season. Explaining the lengthy hiatus, Husney said that this is the boring answer, but that it's simply because his team was busy focusing on their new show, Tales from the Territories. While fans can be quick to jump to conclusions, Husney assured people that there is no conspiracy keeping Dark Side of the Ring away. While WWE may not be thrilled with some of the topics covered, that doesn't mean they have the power to have the show canceled, despite what some are choosing to believe. And we're ending today with Monday Night Raw, and given that the show took place on October 31st, it's hardly surprising that there was a Halloween theme. From Alpha Academy recreating a Chris Farley SNL sketch to Matt Riddle being Ezekiel, there was some Halloween spirit on the show, but there could have been much more. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Raw was going to have a Halloween party take place, which would have featured plenty of extras who were hired for the show. Like any backstage segment with food involved, this would have resulted in a chaotic food fight, but despite being planned, this never made it to air. In all likelihood, this party and food fight was presumably cut due to time constraints, but with Thanksgiving and Christmas just around the corner, there'll be plenty of opportunities for the superstars of WWE to get messy. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.